Most of you watch NASCAR races for the insane crashes. In this video, we're going to be looking at crashes that has everybody in it. This video will sure not disappoint you, so stay tuned because there is some wild clips in here. Just like the rainout race at Texas during the 2010 season, Jeff Gordon was one of the main storylines that day with a fast race car, up until he got caught up in a massive accident.
I think the 24 is going to get boxed right here as they try to go
four wide. Stewart slid. Gordon's hard into the wall. There's Edwards, Allmendinger.
Oh, no, what a mess.
Gordon and Stewart, and then cars trying to sweep by on the outside. Menard, Montoya, McMurray, Harvick, or rather Boyer.
Trying to go three wide right here. Here comes Carl with the run up on the outside. Carl in the 99, Edwards.
I think Gordon touch Stewart just a little bit.
But touch there. But then when he does, Edwards has got a hit into the back of the 14 to Tony Stewart.
I don't think Gordon got into Stewart enough to move him. The contact from Edwards, though,
I think what happened was Stewart broke a little momentum. Edwards had it in the 99, had that great run coming off forward right here. You see Gordon forces his way by right there. Edwards got into the back of Stewart and got him into Gordon in the 24 car.
Allmendinger, there's McMurray.
And there they all go.
Boyer.
Logano.
Boy, look at Ryan Newman.
Ryan Newman, great job. Scott Speed.
Number one on a short track. As he comes out of four, it's a drag race. They wreck behind him. Kyle Busch will win.
Yes, sir. Checkered.
Big wreck on the front stretch. A parking lot right in front of the grandstands.
Concluding the final round before the championship race in the 2017 season, there was a huge crash heading onto the front stretch, taking the checkered flag started by Denny Hamlin and Ryan Blaney. The entire track was blocked where nobody could get through.
Yeah, there it is. He's there on Kyle Larson. Austin Dillon bobbles just a little bit. Oh, now he's on the outside. Chastain's got him. Four wide. Oh, they're wrecking. Unbelievable. Did the caution come out? Yes. White? No. Caution before the white. Caution. We will line up and do it again. Oh my gosh. But when Larson didn't get up in front of Chastain, that's when I think all the trouble happened. I still thought Larson was okay, Jamie, if he would have got up in front of the one and utilized that push.
This right here is drivers going for it, leaving it all out on the line. Austin Dillon, Kyle Larson, Ross Chastain, Denny Hamlin, four wide coming off of the final turn to take the white flag. Ultimately, a huge crash ensued, but chaos was great for that race.
Those cars are cars that had made green flag stops prior to that caution. Boy, Brian Vickers, Dale Earnhardt Jr., that ain't going to work, boys.
Vickers hard. Here we go. Kyle Busch, the dominant car of the day, in the wall.
That was wrong.
And 10 cars sliding, slamming into the infield.
Jimmy Johnson, totally uncalled for. Totally.
I don't care who you are. That was just wrong.
Caution is out. McMurray was a contender. He's all torn up. And the dominant car of the day, that of Kyle Busch, is a victim of this pileup.
Dale Jr. got revenge on Brian Vickers after being pushed below the double yellow line. It is really rare to see Dale Jr. pull a stunt like this, and it caused a massive crash.
Went down there, got a good shove from the two, keeps the lead.
How about riding right in the middle now? Just waiting for whichever line. Huge push. And around goes a two. Too big of a push. He caught the 41.
The big one.
Logano's caught up in it. Oh, my God. Denny Hamlin. Austin Dillon has damage. Daniel Suarez trying to avoid. Ty Dillon sliding in.
The 2018 night race at Daytona saw Ricky Stenhouse become the villain who wrecks people on plate races, being nicknamed Wrecky Stenhouse. Wrecky Stenhouse crashed over half the field, only 54 laps into the race.
Got Boyer giving a big,
Hamlin around.
Goes around. I bet that fender caused that right rear tire to go down. Logano in it again. This one's going to take the 48 of Jimmy Johnson out this time.
Well, they'll meet up as the care center. as Denny prophetically said a bit earlier. Jeff, there's another big consequence to this, is that these cars are the secondary backups for the Daytona 500 for many, well, they were, for many of these teams. Back straight away.
Huge push come from Clint Boyer and Joey Logano to the rear bumper of Chase Elliott. Sends the 11, Denny Hamlin, into turn 3. Watch this car just go around. You know that that's a tire that went down, had to be.
This entire race saw everybody crash, basically. But this was one of the biggest crashes that was held during that race. The big one for the Busch Light Clash in the 2020 season.
Now Logano the outside. They can't get around.
Whoa! Keselowski gets turned by William Byron. Blaney gets caught up. Gilliland, Truex, Hamlin, and more.
All those Fords were struggling to get around Chastain. Who could get around and get that clean air track position first? That's what happened.
You knew it was coming.
And unfortunately, those guys behind him.
This gives you a much better view right there. You see the 24 car just being pushed, and sometimes you're not aligned, and you know you're not lifting, and that car gets to moving around, and you hope it works out, and it just didn't work out right here.
We saw this same scenario playing out at the duels the other night when Blaney got in a wreck. You really can't pin it on anybody.
And you see Alex Bowman up the racetrack, and then they start zigging and zagging here. And
well, obviously, William Byron and Bowman, that's where it ended up. But the movement from the 6 and the 22, jockeying for position, trying to outduel one another to that position of passing Chastain, that's what stacked all those guys up and got them in trouble. Those guys were going for it. Chastain was holding them up. You saw the 6 go to the bottom. You saw the 22 go to the outside.
In the closing laps of the 2024 Daytona 500, William Byron gets pushed by Alex Bowman into Brad Keselowski, collecting over 18 cars in this crash. What a wild crash.
Hanging tough here on the restart.
Oh, here we go.
Got trouble. That's Casey Kane. It goes sideways. Joey Logano nowhere to go.
Oh, my.
Clint
Half the
Boyer
field
through
is
the grass. The big one at Daytona has happened at lap 97.
That is the huge one at Daytona.
Justin Allgaier.
Oh, and the
Denny
18
Hamlin.
gets on its roof.
Kyle Busch rolls upside down.
Wow. And watch Danica in this outside line right here. She and the 2 car of Brad Keselowski. Wow. That 1 car's up in the air right there.
All 4 tires were off the ground.
He just launched.
The 2014 Daytona Summer Race saw one of the biggest crashes we have seen in recent memory up at that point. Kyle Busch even got flipped over after the crash. Now, if that isn't a big crash, I don't know what is.
On that steering wheel, trying to reel in Edwards. Whoa! Off the wall, the 2-car burst. Busch, and his teammate comes across.
Oh, man, that was 2 for 1. Both Penske cars taken out in that one. A melee.
Jimmy Johnson also gets tagged, the reigning series champion. Jeff Green, the 66 cars in it. J.J. Yaley.
Something broke on the car, man. It shot straight into the fence.
Car again from high above. Watch the contact there. Newman goes up down and gets the inside wall. Kane has nowhere to go. Right in front of him is the 2-car. The 5-car of Kyle Busch bouncing off a couple.
It's like Tony Stewart just avoids these guys. I think he got a little bit of contact, maybe some damage.
Did you know Dover is a self-cleaning racetrack? What is up must come down. So when there is a crash in the backstretch with a banked backstretch, you know there's going to be a huge crash, just like this one.
Fords, they complained about their cars, and they raced pretty darn good.
Uh-oh, Kyle caught up. Field accordion's back.
Whoa, man.
Trouble, Stewart in the wall.
Here we go. Here we go.
Robbie Gordonson at the 33. Harvick is around.
Here we go, guys.
The big one.
It's a matter of time. At least 20 cars. At least.
Now watch Kyle Petty on the right side of your screen.
Right back here. Here's Kyle.
He's trying to find a place in line, and everybody scrambles.
Mike Wallace in the 33 up against the wall there.
Elliott Sadler flying toward the inside wall.
Takes a hard hit on that inside wall, guys. That is a heavy hit.
Mark Martin, Terry Labonte.
Now, watch. Here's Bobby Labonte right back here. Watch this. Bang.
Oh, that was Mayfield.
Mayfield come across and got him. I'm sure he thought he had made it through.
They're being shown on the tail end of the lead lap. Whoa, contact. Schrader is sideways. Gilliland is in it. The 1 car of Truex, the 17 car of Kenseth. Mark Martin getting his car woed down.
These guys were 3 wide off the corners on a real green racetrack. Probably pretty slick.
Here on the restart in the corner. Watch a 21 car.
It's like Kenny Schrader got alongside Michael Waltrip and just got loose, spun the car, and they all start spinning to avoid him. And look at that, they just all pirouette side by side. The 17 car to 38, the 1 car, the 00 of David Rudiman. They're all involved. Now it's all smoke. Nobody can see anything. They keep plowing into it.
Phil. Chandler Smith did his job. And there's the big pileup. Oh, this is going to bring out the caution again. Oh boy, they're just piling in, unable to get stopped. That started really near the front, didn't it? Yeah, it looked like about 8th spot back. Like the 34 was sideways, whether he got the back.
Oh, and everybody.
Good.
Oh,
no. Are you kidding me? This is big. Wow. But it.
Boy, it just reminds me of the Clash. Same type of carnage that we saw where these cars were going everywhere. Gets to his right rear. Oh, yeah, that just starts to turn him a little bit.
Got him in the right rear.
And then he collects Menard.
Yeah.
Logano just misses it, but the whole outside lane and half the inside pile up.
And this is exactly what we were just talking about. At this stage in the race, you can start to taste victory in the Daytona 500. You want to see that checkered flag, and you'll do anything to get it, and you know you've got to be more aggressive with those bump drafts.
It looks exactly like the Clash.
Michael Waltrip in the 55. Into the picture. Pushed by Casey Mears. Kenseth with Harvick behind him. Oh, there's contact. Stewart into the middle of the pack and over.
Fortune's out.
And a huge wreck to end this race. Matt Kenseth is going to get to the finish line first. Is everybody okay? And one of the championship drivers got through. Well, here it is. Waltrip in the 55, Mears in the 13, Stewart in the 14.
You can see Tony just a little bit late in making that move to get back down. Harvick and Kenseth on the outside had a run, so they were literally going to go by him on both sides.
Watch the 2. The championship leader somehow avoided getting really torn up in that.
See, it looked like Martin Truex was going to get through there. Bobby Labonte caught him right at the end.
Go by you on the outside.
And you're still wide open.
Say, what?
Whoa, trouble.
Boy,
the 2 car upside down, over and on to Scott Riggs.
It's the big one.
Oh, boy, who is that still flipping?
Sauter. It was Johnny Sauter.
There's not anybody left.
I mean, I only see about 4 or 5 cars that are coming around through 3 and 4 right now that were not in this race. They see Mike McLaughlin in 18. They're still getting upside down cars driving under cars. There has to be 25 cars over there. Right here, this is turn 2. Kenny Wallace, the 48 car right there.
Oh, I don't know. It looked like Shane Meal possibly just got into the back of the 10 car.
The 47 car, yeah.
Yeah, got into Riggs. Look at that 2 flipping. Looks like Rusty Wallace's flip in the number 2 Winston Cup car here not many years ago.
And when they hit